Today we are going to discuss the Burrows coat of arms, but before we get started, we wanted to let you know that we offer genealogy research service at our website. Please visit us at coadb.com. First coat of arms to discuss is blazoned or on a cross gules, 5 mullets, sometimes pierced, argent, for Burrow of Ipswich in County Suffolk, England. Next is the same coat of arms with a canton of the second, a lion passant of the third, and crest a lion sejant, argent ducally crowned or, for the Borrowes family of Gilltown and Grangemelon in County Kildare, Ireland. The Borrowes Baronetcy of Grangemellon in the County of Kildare was a title created in the Baronetage of Ireland in 1646 for Sir Erasmus Borrowes, High Sheriff of County Kildare, the son of Henry Borrowes of Gilltown. Baronetcy was essentially a hereditary knighthood that passed from father to eldest son, and here we see a list of the Borrowes baronets all the way through the 11th baronet, Sir Eustace Dixon Borrowes, who died in 1939. And here we see the family estate of Grangemelon, and they also owned Barrettstown Castle, as well as Martinstown House in Kilcullen. Another for the Burrows of Stradone in County Cavan, Ireland. Robert Borowe Esq, alive in the year 1838, was a Justice of the Peace, Deputy Lieutenant, High Sheriff, and Member of Parliament, son of Thomas, son of Robert, son of Thomas, all of Stradone, who was son of Robert Borowe, who settled at Drumlane in County Cavan. Here we see the family estate of Stradone House. Here we have or on a cross, gules, 5 mullets pierced to the field, crest a dove standing on a snake, all proper, for Borrow of Sandwich in County Kent, England, granted to John Burrow, son of William of Sandwich, and he himself had son Sir John Burrow, who was keeper of the records in the Tower of London and died in the year 1643. Gules on the stem and trunk of a tree eradicated and cooped in pales, sprouting out 2 branches argent, said to be for Burrow of Leicestershire, England. Another, this with the color or yellow. Burrow of Alton Priors in County Wiltshire, England. Michael Burrow sold the estate in 1810. He was the son of James Burrow and Elizabeth Smith. Here we see the family estate of Alton Priors. Gules, the stump of a laurel tree eradicated proper on a chief or an eastern crown of the field between 2 annulets azure. Crest on a eastern crown or a lion passant gules, for Burrows of Castle Bagshaw in County Cavan, Ireland. There was Sir William Burrows, born on the year 1753, an Anglo-Irish judge and politician. He was created a baronet in 1804 and was the son of Lewis Burrows, who was Archdeacon of Derry. Another fairly similar coat of arms for Burrows of Rothesay and Vera in Orkney Islands in Scotland. It was Frederick William Burrow, who inherited the estate in 1847. He was the eldest son of Major General Frederick William Burrowe of the Bengal Army. And here we see the family estate of Drumlane House. Argent 2 chevrons vert between 3 chaplets gules for Burrow of Suffolk, granted in 1586 to Thomas Burrow of Wickham Crook in County Suffolk. Argent 2 chevrons between 3 chaplets vert, crest a griffin's head erased argent, charged with 2 chevrons vert, for the Burrow family of Burlingham and Long Stratton in County Norfolk, England. Another for Burrows of Burlingham Hall in Long Stratton in County Norfolk, said to be for Reverend Randall Burrows of Burlingham and Manor House of Long Stratton, Norfolk, born 1829, son of Henry Negus Borrowes, who was High Sheriff of Norfolk and a Member of Parliament. And he had sons, Captain Henry Randall Burrows, Lieutenant Francis George Burrows, Captain Fitzpatrick Burrows, and Henry Neville Burrows. Another for Burrow of Middlesex, ermine 2 chevron sable between 3 chaplets gules. Argent a chevron fimbriated sable between 3 chaplets of flowers gules. Burrow of Devonshire, argent on a fess dancet sable, 3 bezants. Azure a fess indented argent between 3 bezants. Crest a lion passant guardant argent. For Burrow of Port Glasgow in Scotland. Edward Burrow Esq, collector of His Majesty's Customs at Port Glasgow. This was granted in 1773. He purchased the Old Hall in 1759 and was son of a customs collector in London. Here we see his estate or townhouse, the Old Hall. Azure, 3 fleur-de-lis or, crest and eagle, wings displayed ermine, ducally gorged or. Azure, 3 fleur-de-lis ermine, crest and eagle with wings expanded ermine. For the Burrows family or Burgh family of Gainsborough in Lincolnshire. There was Sir Edward Burgh or Borrow of Gainsborough, who died in 1553 and was son of Thomas. And the shield itself was borne by Sir James Borrowe, born 1701, Master of the Crown Office and Senior Bencher of the Inner Temple, son of Thomas Borrow of Clapham in County Surrey. Azure, a chevron ermine between 3 fleur-de-lis argent for Burrows of Great Yarmouth in County Norfolk. There was a John Burrow, alive in the year 1634, a cooper of Great Yarmouth. And there was also William Norton Burrows Esq, who was mayor of that town, and son of William Burrows, born 1772. Azure, a bend wavy, argent between 2 fleur-de-lis ermine. Crest, a pair of wings ermine for Burrow of Norham and Devon. Granted in 1586 to William Burrow, clerk and comptroller of the Royal Navy, son of Walter and brother of Stephen Burrow, who was an English navigator and early Arctic explorer. Here we see the family estate of Northam. Another Azure, a bend wavy between 3 fleur-de-lis ermine, crest 2 wings endorsed ermine. Vert, a bend wavy between 2 fleur-de-lis argent for Burrows of Kent, England. Azure, a sword in pale, point upward, proper, pommel and hilt or between 3 fleur-de-lis ermine, crest between 2 fleur-de-lis erminoi and eagle, wings elevated and endorsed proper, ducally gorged and charged on the breast with a cinquefoil oar. As for the Burrows family of Sydenham in County Oxfordshire, the estate was purchased around the year 1745 by John Burrow, a rich London wool draper. He left it to his son, John Burrows, said to be a fashionable London clergyman. Reverend Henry William Borrowes, born around the year 1816, canon of Rochester Cathedral, son of Lieutenant General Montague Burrows, born 1775. A chevron between 3 fleur-de-lis for Burrow of St. Breward and Cornwall, from a monument dated the year 1728. Argent on a satire, sable, 5 swans of the field, crest a swan's head and neck, argent beak gules. For Burrow of Lincolnshire and Richmond in Yorkshire, they descended from William Burrow or Burgh, son of William, son of John Burgh of Richmond, son of John Richmond, alias Burgh, who descended from Elias de Richmond. Ermine, a falcon's head erased, azure beak door between 3 fleur-de-lis of the second for Burrow of Devonshire. Here we have Burrow of Coolock Park in Dublin, Ireland. The Borrough Baronetcy of Coolock Park was a title created in the Baronetage of the United Kingdom in 1813 for Sir Richard Borrowe, only son of Richard Borrowe Esq of Quarren in County Clare, who was the grandson of Elias Borrowe, Doctor of Divinity and Librarian of St. Patrick's Library in Dublin. He left Rochelle, France at the revocation of the Edict of Nantes, and settled in Ireland. Quarterly or and azure, a bend gules. Argent, on a mount in base the trunk of an oak tree sprouting out 2 branches proper with the shield of Pallas hanging thereon, fastened by a belt gules, crest an eagle regardant with wings expanded, standing on the mount proper, supporting with wings the dexter foot the like shield as in the arms. For the Burrow family of Derbyshire, granted in 1702 to John Burrow, High Sheriff and Justice of the Peace, and to his younger brother, Samuel Borrow, sons of Humphrey Borrow of Gotham in County Nottinghamshire. Also by the Burrows of Chetwynd Park in Shropshire. Thomas Burrow purchased the estate around the year 1803 and was son of Thomas Borrow, seen here, born 1709, a barrister and town clerk, who was the son of Isaac Borrow of Castlefield, mayor of Derby, and Thomas was succeeded by his son, John Charles Burton Borrow, who was High Sheriff in the year 1844. Here we see the family estate of Chetwynd Park. Another for Burrows of Cavendish Square, The Borrowes Baronetcy of Cavendish Square in the county of Middlesex and of Springfield in the Isle of Wight was a title created in the Baronetage of the United Kingdom in 1874 for Sir George Burrows of London, a physician and president of the Royal College of Physicians, who was the son of George Man Burrows, born 1771, an English physician who was an expert on insanity. Gules on a chevron argent, 3 cinquefoils gules, a chief argent for Burrow or Borrow of County Suffolk, England. Argent on a fess gules, between in chief, a lion passant of the second, and in base on a mount vert, a castle proper, 3 fleur-de-lis. Crest on a wreath of the colors, a hawk, wings elevated and endorsed proper, bell d'or, between 2 fleur-de-lis, gold. For Burrow of Liverpool, granted to the sons of Joseph Edward Burrow, including his son George Albert Burrow, a leather merchant. It looks like they were part of a company of leather merchants named after the father. And 2 more slides. These are actually Borrow. Should probably be under that video, which will come out next year. Sable, 2 swords and satire argent, between 4 fleur-de-lis for Borrow of Bullingham in Hertfordshire. And Borrow of Shipdham in County Norfolk. Thomas Borrow Esq, born 1521. He was of Shipdham as well as Newton Hall. There was also a Burrows or Borrows of Ireland who was granted a crest, a stag tripent. Not sure what the arms are here. But there was an Armigerous family from Stradone and County Cavan. And there was a Thomas Burrows of Stradone, whose will was proved in 1679, and a Robert Borows of Stradone, who died in 1637. There was also a Henry Borrowes of Ardenwood in Dublin, who died in the year 1663, all possibilities. And Borrow of Cheshire. This was granted sometime between the year 1513 and 1550 to Richard Borrow of Cheshire. And if you enjoyed this video, please visit us at coadb.com, where we offer genealogy research service, high-resolution digital JPEGs, and heraldic merchandise such as t-shirts, posters, and mugs. Link in the description. Thank you very much.